All right, let's talk about the internet. We use it every single day, right? It's completely woven into our lives. But how does it actually work? We're going to break down the whole journey from the physical plug in the wall all the way to the information that pops up on your screen. So let's pull back the curtain and see how this whole thing is put together.
I mean, it really does feel like magic sometimes. You type a few words, hit enter, and poof, a whole world of information is right there at your fingertips. But here's the thing. It's not magic. It's just really, really cool technology. And by the time we're done here, you're going to understand that incredible journey your request takes every single time you connect.
Okay, so first things first, before you can go anywhere online, you need a way to get onto what people used to call the information superhighway. And just like a real highway, this all starts with finding your on-ramp.
And that on-ramp? Well, that comes from an internet service provider, or as you'll usually hear it, an ISP. This is the company you pay every month to get you hooked into the massive global network. You probably know them by names like Vodacom or Cellc or Vox. They are quite literally your gateway to everything else on the internet.
That is an excellent question. Your ISP doesn't just have one way to do it. They use a few different kinds of technology to get that internet signal from their network across towns and cities and right into your device. Let's take a look at the main ones.
First up is cellular. This is the one most of us use every single day when we're out and about. Your phone has a SIM card, right? That little chip connects to a nearby cell tower, and boom, you've got instant internet access through 4G or 5G. It's the technology that makes our modern mobile life possible.
Now, what if you live somewhere really remote, where running cables just isn't an option? That's where satellite internet comes in. This setup involves a dish on your roof that beams a signal up to a satellite orbiting the Earth, which then beams it back down. As you can guess, it needs a totally clear view of the sky, with no trees or buildings in the way. And then we have the speed demon of the group, fiber to the home. This technology uses fiber optic cables, which are basically super thin strands of glass, to send data as pulses of light. These cables run directly into your house, making the connection incredibly fast and stable. This is why your movies stream without that annoying buffering, and usually the provider will throw in a free Wi-Fi router to get you started.
Okay, great. So we're connected. Now, before we go any further, let's clear up one of the biggest and most common points of confusion out there. This is a big one, so listen up. You hear people use the words internet and World Wide Web like they're the same thing all the time, but they're not. The internet is the actual physical network. All the cables, the servers, the routers, it's the infrastructure. The World Wide Web, or just the web, is the collection of websites and information that travels on top of that network. Here's the best way to think about it. The internet is the road system, and the web is all the shops, houses, and destinations you can visit using those roads.
So how do we find all these destinations? Well, every single device and website server connected to the internet has a unique numerical address. It's called an IP address. But let's be honest, who can remember a long string of numbers? That's exactly why we have domain names. A domain name is just a simple, memorable nickname like Google.com that points to a specific IP address. You can think of the domain name as the street address, while the IP address is the super precise GPS coordinates. Okay, so we've got our connection to the highway, and we understand the map. But now we need a vehicle to actually get around the World Wide Web.
And that vehicle is your web browser. It's the app on your computer or phone that does all the heavy lifting. It reads all the complicated code that web pages are built with and translates it into the colorful, interactive sites that we scroll through every day. It's basically our window to the entire web.
In fact, you're almost certainly using one to watch this right now. You know all the big names: Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari. At the end of the day, they all do the same fundamental job. They get you where you want to go online. And using one is beautifully simple, right? Step 1, just make sure you're connected to the internet. Step 2, pop open your browser. And step 3, type the web address you want to visit into that bar at the very top, hit enter, and like magic, the browser does all the rest. Now, your online experience isn't just about whether you can get to a website. It's also about how fast and smooth that journey is. So let's talk about the rules of the road for a minute, the details of your internet connection plan.
Yeah, when you sign up with an ISP, you'll see all these terms thrown around. Your upload and download speed, measured in Mbps. That's basically your horsepower. Uncapped is simple. It just means you can use as much data as you want.
Shaped means that when the network gets really busy, your ISP might prioritize something like a video call over a huge game download. And throttled is exactly what it sounds like. Your speed is deliberately slowed down, maybe at certain times or if you use too much data. The bottom line is it's really important to know what you're paying for. We're almost there. There's just one last, absolutely essential tool we need for our journey. The web is unimaginably huge. You can't possibly know the address of every single website. You need a map, a GPS, a guide to find your way. And that guide, of course, is a search engine. It's an incredibly powerful program that is constantly scouring the web, indexing trillions of pages so that you can just type in a few keywords and find exactly what you're looking for. When you Google something, you're using a search engine to navigate this ocean of information in a fraction of a second. And you can get so much better at using them with a few simple tricks. If your results are way too broad, just add a few more keywords to get more specific. Getting nothing, try removing a keyword. And here's a pro tip. Putting your search in quotation marks will look for that exact phrase. It is a total game changer. And don't forget you can use advanced tools to filter by things like date or file type. Mastering these little tricks really puts you in the driver's seat. So there you have it. From the ISP that gets you connected, to the browser that acts as your vehicle, all the way to the search engine that helps you find your destination, you now get the fundamental concepts of how we navigate this incredible digital world. The only question left is, where do you want to go next?